How to wax a duck or goose. It's messy, it's a pain, but it works so well your duck will look store-bought. Here's what you'll need. Paraffin wax. I use about 1/4 pound per bird. You can find it in the canning section of your supermarket. Buy it in bulk to save money. A burner. Don't do this on your kitchen stove or anywhere in the house. It gets wax all over everything. A 5-gallon bucket of cold water. This will be covered in wax forever, as you can see, so use a bucket you don't care about. A large pot. I use a cheap tamale pot. Fill this with a little more than enough water to dip a duck and start heating it before you begin plucking. A basin of cold water. This is where the ducks stack up, so something the size of a laundry basin is useful. A trash can for feathers, and kitchen shears. Step 1. Pluck about 2/3 of the outer feathers. The goal is to allow the wax to get into the down. Try not to expose the skin. It'll cook a little when you dip it in the wax later. I pluck the first 2 sections of the wing, drumette and flats. Use short, sharp jerks to pull big feathers. Pluck this joint as cleanly as possible. You will cut this later, and it's really hard to pluck once you've cut it. Now cut the wing end off. And now we move on to the body, which is a lot easier. Remember, our goal is to get off about 2/3 of the feathers at most. Pluck just a little bit of down from the leg pits. It helps the wax get in there a little easier. This is how it should look when you're done. Pretty rough. Step 2. When the paraffin is melted into the water, dip the duck into the wax quickly. You don't want a thick coating, and you don't want to cook the duck. If the water is boiling, turn it off and let it cool down a bit before dipping. Here's how I hold the bird for the best result. Head and wings pinched in one hand, and then feet lifted in the other. Dip it belly down and get the wax all the way up to the top of those feathers on the leg. Now turn it over gently, it'll splatter. Drop those wings in the wax and the top of the neck. Now hold it upside down by its feet and let a little bit of the wax drip off. And plunge it into that cold water belly down. When you do it this way, the wings float, and it'll be a lot easier to break off the wax later. Hold it here for 30 seconds, and then take it to your cooling basin where it will sit with the other ducks until later. Step 3. When you're done dipping all your ducks, let the wax harden in that second cooling basin, and then peel it off. Start by pulling the wings out to crack the wax. And gently crack the wax on the neck as well. If you crack it too hard, you can tear skin a little bit. Now you can see as you peel it off here, if you've ever plucked a duck without wax, you never get the wings this clean. This is where wax really shines. To crack the wax on the body, press down on the duck on its side and do the same with its neck and begin peeling off the wax. Pick off the last little bits of wax and feathers here and there. Look at how clean those pits are. Super clean. And there you have it, a perfect little duck.